What's going on? Do we have the button here?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
The Vincent, of course, we saw him at the new player doubles final at Washington State last year. It's good to see him back here this weekend. All righty, folks, this one getting it away right now. This is a handicap singles for 5th or better. On the left-hand side, that's James Sparky Castillo or Castillo, depending on which one of him you ask. On the right-hand side, I believe that is a reigning new player doubles from Washington State champion, Vincent Cattoir. This is a handicap singles match, so it means the rookie on the right-hand side, Vincent, has to play to 4, and James, a pro, has to play to 8.
7.
7. There you have it. And otherwise, it's a 2 out of 3, and there's no win by 2. Clay, you played with James.
Yes.
At Vegas last year.
Yes.
I think a lot of people know James Castillo. I think they've seen him play a lot. But, I mean, what is it like actually playing with somebody like that?
Well, you know, he has this reputation for just being one of the nicest people in foosball. You know, he's in that category with people like, you know, Terry Rue, who are just intense, highly skilled, fierce competitors who will drop that thing on you, and they will yell, and they will be vocal, and they will get excited, and they will all the things that aren't necessarily rare in foosball, but it's rare in that you're gonna get a hug after the match.
Yeah,
you're gonna be, if you play well, you're gonna get told you played well. If you didn't play well, they're gonna empathize. I mean, they're just cool people, and Sparky in particular has this reputation, and it's for a good reason. And I personally benefit from having a teammate like that, because oftentimes you have the aggressive, mean players. And I like it. It's cool. Let's go win some foosball. But also, I'm like that. So it helps me to play with the nice people. But a lot of times the nice people, sweethearts, aren't always the best foosball players. And so it's like pick your poison as far as I'm concerned. And it's rare to have someone like Castillo and, you know, Terry Rue. And there's a few people in that category. I think they're the highest level of that example where, I mean, it is nice to stand next to someone like that, because you know that they're going to do their thing and it's going to be awesome, and they're not going to be the reason you lose. And they're also going to, somebody like me, they're going to help me keep my head in the game. And I was talking about Sparky earlier in another match where, you know, we called a timeout and I was getting heated. And I'm like the guy, what's that character in the Pixar movie about the different personality
Oh,
types?
yeah, Anger.
No. Yeah, Anger is the little red guy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but the actor?
But the name of the movie.
Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Yeah.
So that little red guy, when he starts to, that's me a lot of times. And we caught that was happening in a key moment in a match. And Sparky, you know, pulled me away from the table, goes, "Hey, man, don't pull yourself out of this match. Don't pull yourself out of the match." And it was such a big – I still remember that in moments like that today, where don't pull yourself out of the match. Don't be the reason that it's easy for them.
Yeah. James, you know, to that point, though, also, just to add, you know, there are a lot of nice people in foosball, but very few of them are genuinely nice.
Yeah.
You know, and he is just genuine as all get out. It's ridiculous. And we see this play so far. It's 2-1 in favor of Castillo. He has to get to 7, and Vincent has to get to 4. It's a tight rope for Castillo to walk. Vincent is no slouch himself. And I think it's going to really come down to Castillo's ability to D up against what Vincent is dealing, especially on the 3. He's shooting the front pin. But Castillo's experience about a year or two ago at the World Cup, I remember him telling me that one of the things he saw or got to experience was dealing with a lot of front pin shooters. So he got that, saw that, and knows it now.
Quick peek at the stats here. There's no passing or shooting from either side right now, really. Okay, passing on the right side, 3 for 5, but shooting is 1 for 5 with Sparky, 1 for 7 with Vincent. And that's a rough time. Let's see Vu in the chat. What's happening, Vu? Down in the Dallas area. Says James Castillo is the nicest and loudest player on the table, and you can win the trophy. Yep. Win the trophy with him. They won. Shameless plug here. Vu won pro doubles.
Oh gosh.
No, Vu's a pro too.
Yep.
They won pro doubles and at Bardo back in I think 22. Was that 3 years ago? They beat Brandon Munoz and Jason Wicks in the final. That had to have been 21 maybe. If maybe 21 or 22 if Munoz was still a pro. That's a feather in the cap. You beat that guy. Front pin from the back here. Watch this table ball leave the table. That visitor there. Oh, nice grab.
Vincent doing everything he can. That
Appreciate
is straight
it, Boo.
down the middle. He wants to go with that front pin, but
I don't think it's there.
no, I think he's getting baited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, and that's what ends up happening.
Oh.
Castillo pulls that in, goes up 4-1. He has to do this. I mean, this is what and you could speak to playing in handicap singles events, Clay.
Yeah.
Probably more than most, but in these moments, especially the higher ranked players, they have to play not so much perfect, but they have to play the way you would expect a higher ranked player to play.
You have to play your best on every ball. If you don't, you're not going to win. And there's no wiggle room the way there is in a straight-up match. Because for the lower-rated player, you are the wiggle room. You don't need to wiggle.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing is slanted in your favor for a lack of – what's this transition play there, man? The whole thing is slanted in favor of the person who doesn't need to score as much. So you don't need to wiggle.
Golly. 5-1. Castillo. Don't be confused. He's actually there on the left-hand side. That was just our what'd you call it? Up close and personal cam? That thing whispers into the back of the hole.
I don't think I called it a cam. Just a close-up.
Close-up. Ay, ay, ay.
A head nod there on the left side of the table.
Game ball for Castillo. Vincent needs 2. So when you won King of the Ring,
Yep.
you were a low-ranked player.
As a rookie.
You're a rookie, so you had an advantage points-wise, but I know that you were also playing mechanically very well.
I was a good rookie.
You were a good rookie.
There's a million different ways, and you're not doing this, but there's a million different ways people try to discount it. But before I won it, Tony and Ryan were the only 2 players to ever win it. So anytime if you're the third person in a triangle that involves Tony Sprademan and Ryan Moore, ain't nobody taking that away from me.
For sure. But, I mean, in your experience, though, when you were doing that, the players that you played, is it a confidence level thing for you? Even though you were a good rookie, but as a lower-ranked player, did you feel like you had to, like, bring it? If that makes sense?
Oh, I feel like at that point, I felt like you better don't mess around with me. Like, because I'm swinging at everything. I'm shooting from every rod. I only need 4 goals, and the pressure's not on me. But I don't really feel pressure, anyways. I don't feel. I've been the pro versus a rookie where I had to score 2 extra goals. Or 3 extra goals. I just don't experience pressure like that. So to me, you can tell that other people are like, especially if you're getting lucky, they get pissed. Or they want to.
What
nice
a save
there
by Vincent. Wow. It is game ball for both of these players.
Yeah, if you're playing on Tornado, you can't do the front pin from the 2-bar.
I liked what he was doing. He was setting up a bank earlier, and I wish he would go back to that because he did a back pass to his pass that was caught up by Castillo. Gets it on the 5 regardless, but still.
Yeah, I think 2 to 5 is, if that's your series on Tornado, 2 to 5 is going to serve you a lot better than a front pin. Oh, that pull kick is there.
Put away. Game 1 goes to Vincent. That was a close one for James, but he kind of let that one get away from him.
Yeah, that 3 for 10 when you got to go to 6. I mean, the clearing from God, this is going to be if these numbers keep up, this will still favor Sparky because he's just not giving up any free shots on the 3-bar, and when he does, he's holding him to 2 for 10. I didn't even get back in time. He passed it and just went straight into the shot. That's the way to play it when you're the higher rated player. Just I'm giving you all my pro stuff.
Yep. I hope at some point in post-production it might be able to actually see that in a different camera angle.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it will. That was my half-assed way of saying I'm excited that I know that that'll be the case. So back to this one. 2-0. I mean, Castillo knows what he has to do here. He has to turn it on. He has to do these steals. He has to do these transitions to get that ball going in his favor because he is technically the more experienced, the more skilled player. When was that you won King of the Ring?
2016.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow.
That was I won rookie doubles at Worlds. I got second place in rookie singles at Worlds to the guy who won amateur singles the day before. I won King of the Ring. I won some amateur stuff. I don't know. I won a lot of crap. And then I started doing stats. I quit playing. I mean, I played a couple random events here and there, but 2017 is when I got really. Because 2016 this is my first year on tour, and stats are a lot of the reason I went from I don't know what I'm doing to hey, I can win sometimes. And so then I was able to do stats in real time. So I asked Jim at the Nationals in 2017. He was like, "Hey, you ever had stats?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, sure, just whatever." And I told him I could do it in real time, and I don't think he thought it was possible. And then the next time I saw him, I showed him. He was like, "Oh, this is awesome." And then that was what foosball came for me.
Wow.
Was stats and doing part of the broadcast, and I really started enjoying. I wasn't doing anything on mic, but ooh, stuffy, sneaky. I really didn't play that much more after that.
Castillo 4-0. We saw this before. He was dominating before Vincent, though, and I guess is that not the case though when we're talking about needing 4 points in this situation against a player like you get a little trickle here, a little trickle there, and then it's just like a good player, a good lower ranked player is going to maybe make something happen.
I think
Whoa.
what I'm noticing, the difference between first game and second, is James is scoring a high percentage this game.
Yeah.
He only scored 1 from the 3 the first game.
My gosh. And he's looking really confident there. 5-0.
And by the way, if you're curious, you can go to whatever device you have is connected to the internet, whether it's a mobile or a tablet or a PC. You can go to bit.ly/mfstats, and you can follow the stats with us in real time, even when they're not on the screen. So I can look over now and see that Sparky is passing at 60%. He's 6 for 13 shooting. He's got 3 breaks actually in this match. So all of the stats are there for me to just look at my laptop and see.
For those that are watching at home that do that, is it always going to be the whole
It's the current match.
the current match? It's not the whole game stats.
It will be whatever we decide to show.
Got it.
So if we are showing the current match stats, you will also see the current match stats there. Eventually, we might make it so that you can maybe on your device.
No, don't give them options. They're just they'll ruin it, and it'll be our fault. You missed a good one this morning, by the way.
Oh.
You might hear about it.
Okay.
A wee bit aggressive. They were aggressive, and so I returned the favor.
Who? Oh, in the chat?
No.
Oh.
No, I won't. I'll share details off mic.
Okay. Castillo, 5-1.
I like that angle there. You can really see if he's looking up the table. What is he looking at?
I think that is going to be really fascinating as we go away from this tournament, and you start looking at this post-production stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing where people are looking at stuff. Like, that is just going to be awesome. Castillo was blocked before, has been on fire, but here, taking his time. Vincent is not moving. The walking around thing is not eliciting any kind of response from Vincent.
Yeah.
Wow. A hair's breadth away from disaster. Castillo reels it in. Oh, I hope he shoots a bank here because it's always fun to see those on a Friday afternoon.
The outside one is wide open.
Yes, it is. As that one goes in, it is now game point for Castillo, who's on the right.
I don't think they're looking at that overlay in that brief amount of time.
Okay.
Yeah, as someone who shoots a front pin, I can just tell you that this is not going to translate over to the tornado table. And if you're Robert Atha, yeah, you can do that. If you're Frederic Collignon, sure. Let's switch to a 2-5.
Buries that. It is 1-1 in game count. As we go into the third, Castillo turned it on.
Yeah.
That's what he has to do.
And this is the entire match. If we can take a peek at those game 2 stats, you'll see that Sparky didn't really have a lot of 5-bar possessions, but he did have 9 shots from the 3-bar. Scored 4 of those, again clearing 80%, one of those being on goal. And he had a couple breaks. He had a stuff. That again is a direct result of just not handling the ball well, not clearing it from the 2-bar, not passing it from the 5-bar. You see Vincent there, 3 for 8 passing, 1 for 3 shooting, 2 for 11 clearing is never going to be a stat you see from the team with a W next to their name. You will never clear 18% and win the match.
Castillo going into overdrive.
Can you hit the button to change it to match stats? Because I got it up over here too. Appreciate you. Yikes!
There it is. Sneaks it down to the back of the wall, catches under the 3, and then buries an open-handed pull kick.
Thank you.
And I think Vincent is in deep trouble here because Vincent is now trying to play up-tempo with James, and that is not going to be
that's
even
a nightmare.
match. You don't do that. You don't stick your English muffin in a toaster when it's not plugged in.
Oh, look, a fire. Let me spray some hairspray.
Aquanet. Don't do it. Vincent continues to try to hit a hole that is not there, and that's problematic.
Even if it's there, I don't think the skill set exists to hit it. If it was a 3-ball hole down the middle of the table, I don't think he's hitting that.
Oh, right. 2-0 now in favor of Castillo.
For the record, I was speaking to the front pin, not Sparky.
No,
No, he's going to rock that all day.
Oh,
that's
no,
brutal.
what the heck just happened? 5 to the 2 to the 3 to the rollover position. James is going. He is feeling it right now. Oh. To be able to do what he just did that fast and then just sit on it for 5 or 6 or 7 seconds, that's amazing. That's like going from 5th gear to reverse on the freeway and your car doesn't like explode.
And to be clear, he's not just clowning. He's not just doing the Harlem Globetrotter, let me impress people. He passed it back to his 2-bar because he knows as soon as he does that, Vincent is going to reach up and defend with his right hand on the 3-bar, which means the 5-bar is undefended, and it's a free pass straight to the 3-bar. So that is not being silly and showboating.
No.
That is a calculated pass that had purpose, and it worked great.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful dead bar pull kick that he just did. And I have to tell you, it's 4-0 now in favor of Castillo. Castillo's not showboating. He's not showing up Vincent in any way. I think he's showing a lot of amount of respect to Vincent because you cannot play. Vincent is no slouch, especially defensively. James has to play at a very high level here in this situation, and he's doing it. And he's doing it impressively. It is just good play, I think, all the way around, and it's a respect to Vincent as James walks off and claps and is excited about this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I can assure you, with all the aggression you see right there and the clapping the hands, it's 4-0. This is, if you don't know anything about this dude, this might almost be scary. Like, oh, he's like for real. And I bet my checking account he's going to walk across the table and still give a hug to the opponent, regardless of the outcome.
For sure. 4-0 in favor of Castillo, who just turned it on as he just leaks it to his 3. Tic-tac, roll over. Still taking his time as fast as he's been playing.
Rimmed it off that post.
I think, Vincent, if you watch this later, you might look at these moments that you've had these opportunities and see how they end up, and might think that maybe shooting a bank in those situations would be better because that zone is not there for it.
Open hand just swatted off the table would be better than what he's doing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearing less than 40%. No, less than 50%. He's clearing 12 for 18 at 43% with – he's been stuffed, and there's also been some breaks happen along the way.
This is match point. James Castillo has given us about 7 different reels in just this one game.
Yeah.
Gosh. Castillo is brutal on the 5 and shouts. And there you have it. In 3 mostly contested games, Vincent Cattoir is defeated by James Castillo for 5th or better. Handicap singles Moneyball 2024.